Many times you've probably heard me say that people in our stories need to be more than just a name on the page. We want readers to feel like they are experiencing a real person, not just a cardboard cutout. When we describe the person, they become more of a living, breathing human being. But how do we do that? There are many ways to characterize a person, but we're going to look at one in particular this week. Hi, my name is Patricia Charpentier, and welcome to episode 73 of the Life Writers Vlog, where you can find inspiration and useful tips to help you write your life stories. On the first Thursday of each month, we crack open my book, Eating an Elephant, Write Your Life One Bite at a Time. We flip through the 200 bites in this book and look to see what we can find that might help you. Today, let's look at bite number 43. Bite number 43. How do they think and feel? This is in the characterization section of Eating an Elephant. I've got many tips in there as to other ways you can characterize a person, but we're going to look at this one in bite 43. How do they think and feel? How are we supposed to know how someone thinks or feels? Many times we don't even know what we're thinking or feeling. There's some questions you can ask yourself about this person. Things like, what does he want? What does he fear? What does he believe? What does he consider important? Good, valid answers to those questions can go a long ways towards helping you characterize this person. Of course, you can't get into that person's head or heart, so you can't say definitely what they are thinking or feeling. But you can describe what they do that gives you the impression of what they're thinking and feeling. If you answer those 4 questions with concrete examples, with actions you observed, then you can probably describe that person and be fairly accurate. I'll give you an example using my mom's actions. When skies turned dark and a storm approached in South Louisiana, which happened a lot, my mom went into a dark room. She crouched down, sitting on the floor in a corner where she couldn't see the lightning outside. She put one hand over one ear, tried not to hear the thunder, and prayed the rosary with the other hand. She learned this fear of thunder and lightning and storms from her mother. If a storm came up during the night, my grandmother woke up her 3 kids, made them get dressed and sit on the couch with their raincoats on until the storm passed. Those are all actions I can use to describe my mother's and my grandmother's fear of storms. If I wanted to give the reader more information about why they took such drastic actions, I could write about how in 1952 a tornado came through South Louisiana, lifted my grandparents' wood frame home off the blocks, spun it around, and sat it down some 30 feet away. Plus, my mother had 2 hemophiliac brothers whose blood didn't clot. This was at a time even before plasma existed, so there were no clotting factors, no treatment for hemophilia other than providing whole blood. This tornado, when it came through and picked up the house, blew out all the windows and created a shambles on the inside. But thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, especially the boys. It's funny how those kinds of things work. The cup of coffee my grandfather had just poured himself still sat on the table, not missing one drop, and the basket of eggs my grandmother had on top of the deep freezer suffered no casualties whatsoever. If I wanted to show what my mother thought and felt around storms, I could detail the actions she took when the skies turned gray and then dark. Writing the why of those actions could further characterize my mom. Next time you want your readers to know how a person thinks or feels, show them what they do. What about you? In your writing, do you make a point of bringing people in your stories to life on the page? How do you go about doing that? Tell us about it in the comments section below so we can learn from you as well. But always remember, the only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. The only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. Until next time, everybody, happy writing.
Don't miss the next episode. Sign up to be notified of future posts and upcoming events. Use the buttons below to share this episode on social media or with a friend who might like it. If you enjoyed this week's episode, you will love our Life Writers membership. Whether you don't know where to start writing your life stories, have started and stopped many times, or have been writing but want to receive feedback to make your stories better, the Life Writers membership is where you need to be. We have a Get Started roadmap, an extensive library of instructional videos, live events via Zoom, and a supportive and active community. If you want to take the stories that live in your heart and mind and put them into words on the page, check out Life Writers at lifewriters.us.